I don't even remember the last one we were working on.
We've been working on several epic things recently.
Yeah, yeah, I know that part. It's awful, it's good. I like it so much. I just wanted to see if I heard it right. Right, okay, so we're just adding on things.
Layers of funk.
That's how I was doing jamming here on the accordion.
That's great.
I think that's hilarious. It's just fucking hilarious.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know, it keeps on just, you know, we piled on so far before we try. It's pretty funky.
Yeah, there's no more music that has to be, I mean, there's no more, it just leads from here on. There's nothing else that has to go on to it. and like so many of the other things, I don't wanna finish it.
Call up the producers.
I guess maybe this is
I'd like to have someone come and listen and try to see how to straighten it all out there. These things, we've got a whole bunch of stuff here that's got a lot involved.
well, it's not that, I know what the end result's gonna be. So it's not that, it's just that
I don't want to stop working on it.
this group of songs right here is, I think that it's pretty much the best we've ever done.
Yep.
But I thought that last group was the best we've ever done. And like, it's hard to be objective about that, isn't it? But it's not, because I mean, it's a logical progression to go from being as good as you could on that last group to this group being better.
Well, I think playing better, but also not playing better, but playing more disciplined. I'm trying to be. I'm developing myself to playing on the recording as opposed to playing live. I can treat the two things like complete different entities.
Yeah. Well, and but that's the problem, isn't it? We're not playing these live. It's not like we used to do.
That's why I have to treat it differently.
Mm-hmm. It's so different. Lean forward, Chris. Okay. Now I think I'll do that. I'll put it back over here like I had it before at one time.
Well, also the spirit of collaboration as opposed to I wrote this song.
Yeah.
It's a different place to go.
I'd like to hear it. It sounds funny. Almost like it's done by professionals or something. I'm trying to think of a term that means not wanting it to end. There's got to be a word for that. Try in French, Latin. Come on, somebody can, if anybody's watching, could email us or write us and tell us. Endless? Yeah, it's not good enough. It's pretty much a funny song.
Yes.
I know there's something else we've already recorded on here, but I don't know what it is. Because I don't think those two things are released.
got a house full of furniture here that was my parents' antiques, and they aren't that important to us.
So if you go on that site, and you can just click on any song that's listed, or?
Yeah, it's on there, and you can find it. Just look for it. I mean, you know, it's behind here.
We are having a problem on it, and we can't. Mark doesn't want to finish the songs we're working on, and we're got a batch of songs that are probably the best songs we've ever worked, which is every time.
So you can't find the end, or you just don't want to?
Just the one, you know, it's kind of like, you know, for all the years that we used to play, we took all of our songs and went out and played them, you know, or at least played them in as a band setting over and over hundreds of times until we got so filled with them, you know.
Right.
And we're not able to do that with these. There's not
Oh
enough
no,
people.
I'm trying to get a job, so I haven't been smoking.
Oh.
Trying to get back into bowling and make some big money again. So
There you go. There you go.
Thank you though.
I had to actually retire from even playing live 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I've been on Social Security for 10 years already.
I haven't done it for a while either, but Rocky's got that restaurant, you know. So
I had no choice.
So I start playing down there occasionally. Yeah.
I'd play any place if I could.
Casino?
Old Soul.
Oh, in Osa?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
wow.
Rocco. Rocky's restaurant, Old Soul, down in Hewitt.
Yeah, I went and saw Rocky
So
once
I
there.
play there now and then.
Cool.
And some friends are going to be there
You
today.
guys were hanging out there at the place where Rocky was working, where he was on television, and then got
Oh,
fired.
at Prohibition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went there.
Well, he showed him, didn't he?
I don't know.
Well, they fired him and then he opened his own restaurant.
Well, yeah, but I was surprised because I watched that on television. I couldn't believe what I saw.
All right.
Because I've eaten Rocky's food a lot of times over the years. I've known Rocky a long time.
I've never eaten anything bad.
Couldn't believe that the restaurant, they caught him with a restaurant that bad. Because I know him, and I was surprised. That's all I can say about that.
Right.
I was surprised.
Well, you know, this place, he's the only cook. Down there, he had 2 or 3 cooks, so you couldn't cook everything.
Well, he was the head cook, and the thing is they were giving him a bunch of shit. The master chef person was giving him a bunch of shit because he was charging so much. It's like Rocky said, and I've said this to people before, you want my expertise, then you have to pay for it. For example, if I was to go back to work, if I could, they're talking about $50 an hour for this stuff. I know. Don't think I'm going to go to work for $15 an hour for what I learned. I am now at the point of life where I've learned these things. I am supposed to be being paid.
You're not going to get that.
I am being paid what I'm supposed to be getting. I'm not going to work for less than that. Period. Not only am I disabled and everything, but I'm on strike.
Yeah, I'm not.
I have refused to do any of my technological work because nobody wants to pay me. They don't want to pay, like people want. They always want you to give them guitar lessons, but then when you say, well, that's $35 a half hour. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, but I'm already at this place where that's what it costs. I haven't got
That's what my time cost, yeah.
Well, when I took lessons in the 80s from my teacher, it was $25 for a half hour.
Well, one of the problems on this song we're working on right now is that we both recorded 2 solos, or leads basically, and I don't know which one of them's the best at which time. You know, it's really tough. It's a tough thing.
Well, the old days it was repeat and fade.
Yeah.
Since we're not a band, we don't have a band. In this case, did we do percussion tracks on this one already?
Yeah,
also,
yeah, it's all done.
It's all done.
Yes.
10 drums. Not didn't use the drum kit.
Well, the cymbals did. But yeah, use these.
Use the
drums.
congas? Did you use the congas? Or?
Didn't
We
even
started
use the
with a drum
trumpet,
machine,
actually.
and then we replaced the drum machine with, which is really hard for me because I want to go. I'm not a good enough drummer to do that, but I know how to do that. Well, it creates a.
No, I did use this thing, which is.
Boy, that's scary.
I did these.
It's got a better tone.
Yeah.
Just to cover to make the difference between the two.
We've got a triangle. We've got sticks. And we've got a lot of different. Played something up. One of our other pieces. We've got like this. That machine, we've got another machine that we've had for 10 years.
Yeah, that's one we used when we recorded you right there.
And it's full. Sitting up there on top of
Oh,
it. It's full. And we bought a second machine because that one got full. And there's a bunch of unfinished stuff on there. You just get to a point where you just don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had Rob working with us on drums, but he doesn't show up very much. And we've got to kind of like decide what to do with stuff.
Where's Rob at these days?
He's still working at the same place.
At Razzles, he's still working at Razzles.
Razzles, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He's been there
And
Is he
long
cooking
time.
there?
Been there a long time, like
and he still
10 or
lives there
15
up on
Friday. Is it Friday or
Friday.
The one's either Friday or it's the
Oh,
one
it's
at
the
the top of the hill.
It's top of the hill. It's not Friday. It's the one. Anyway. He's lived there-
Razzles, that's over on
She's lived there for
112th.
8 years.
112th there.
112th and 99,
Mhm.
back by
By the 112th diner
by
right
the
there.
auto store, like
Mhm.
in
Yeah,
down the
exactly.
corner. Right.
Exactly.
He still probably he hangs out with the guy that does the open mic. Works at the Madison some.
Madison Pub.
Robert is one of his buddies.
They have an open mic there.
Willis been having a blues jam there for 8 years. Madison on Wednesday night.
Blues Jam.
I went to it for years, but you know, when we first started doing jams, when I first started going to them in the 90s, at least you got something when you went, like a free beer. So all of a sudden this thing starts coming up, and it's like the pay for play, where they tell you, you know, kind of like they kind of want you to bring your friends, maybe buy a meal,
Right.
buy a few drinks. I'm going like, wait a second. Before the mid-90s, I got paid to play.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I have to go on Monday nights and play for a beer.
Yeah.
3 years earlier, when I was working with TJ, I got paid very little, but he made a living 3 years, up until 95. He made a living, 96, made a living playing clubs. Within 3 months, we get to play on Tuesday night for 15 minutes and a beer.
Well, you know, as you well know, there were 10 clubs on Hewitt where there was live music at least 3 nights a week back in the good old days.
Right.
And there's not that, it's not there now.
It started to
It's just
shrink.
not there.
It started to shrink. And it started to shrink.
What's the reason, you think?
Karaoke was the first one. It was the first big
The
night.
I had an idea of Ronnie Roki. Ronnie Roki?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ronnie Roki.
Oh.
And I'd have my book, and people would come up and pick a song, and we'd do it together.
Oh, there you
I
go.
thought that might be a lot.
Well, I came
I
up
don't
with the
know.
idea with several people that we almost got going called Rock Band Karaoke, and then this band down in Seattle was doing it already, and I was like, why didn't we get this going before it was already started?
Well, let me ask you.
Because I said I thought that would be a great idea.
Yeah, well, back to why they don't have the clubs, because they don't want to pay people to play, do they?
Exactly. And they don't have
Cuts
to.
into their profit margin.
And they don't have to anymore because there was, it started out with people saying, well, you're paying them $125 a night? Well, I'll do it for $50 for the weekend.
A couple of buddies
Bang,
of mine,
there goes the money.
I do from two different sides of the same crowd.
Well, you know,
They were down here at Jack's, and
Jack's
Scott,
Roadhouse?
we used to be called Jack's.
Oh, Jack's, yeah, I've been there.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
They used to have live music there. Okay, now my friend Scott, he's consummate live professional musician. Always, that's kind of like what he does. Other than Rook is Bowie, but he's a musician, a real guy. His band is really good. And anyway, they finally, all these guys, there's about 15 of them, got this thing where they were paying $300 a night to work these clubs. Kodiak Rons, blah, blah, blah. There's a circuit down throughout Everett.
They had a
because
following.
Belmont Agency doesn't exist anymore.
But they had a following. People would come.
Right, and so they've got these places they're all playing, right? And then my friends say, we'll play it for $175 a night. And guess what? They book them. And then they tell Scott and all of his people, and not just his crowd, not just his, I mean, the bands that are playing there also that were getting $300 a night, well, we're paying $175 now.
Yep.
They said, well, we don't play for $175.
Right, you're not
And then
playing.
these guys said, well, we'll do $125 anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Not Scott. These guys said, well, we'll do it for $125. So
Exactly.
their three bands start taking over all the nights. And then Scott's like, they're frozen out by fucking people they thought were friends.
Uh-huh. What about Roadhouse?
Well, they're anti-union, they're because that's what they were kind of starting this thing. This was in the early 2000s. We almost had a union going where we were going to get paid again. And you know what? These fucking dickheads come in, and then there was the guys like Mick, Mick, big Brillo head. They're doing it for $30 a night.
A band?
$300 a night, and they're doing it for $30.
A band? A band?
They were doing it for example, they offered me
Gee.
$90 for a jam night, but the thing is that I had to pay all the musicians.
Good Lord.
Which means
What
I
happened?
didn't have, I actually would have gotten whatever the drink overage was, which is like what they did at Cheers. They give you, one time at Cheers when I ran an open mic there, when you were down in Oklahoma, down in New Orleans. But I ran it for 3 months, and one time I made in just drinks $125. But I still had to pay everybody else that was playing in the band, which was the drummer, and I had to pay for the drum set. Because Rocky, right, that time had moved down to Oregon. It was like, all of a sudden I had to pay fucking everybody to play the jam, and I actually ended up going in debt by running a jam.
Right. I used to get a C-note for hosting. Just,
Right, right.
And I get those little tokens. I did give
Yeah,
everybody.
that's what I was doing.
Everybody that played got a token.
But it ends up, these people come and, well,
But
all of a sudden I needed a band.
my bar tab was more than 100 every time I did that. Even at Rocco's, and I was doing 3 of them: West Seattle and Rocco's, and then Diamond Knot. Hell, because I was paying guys to come from West Seattle to play open at Rocco's. I was giving them gas money.
Yeah.
Like Rocky come up, I had to give him throw him $20 for gas anyway.
Yeah,
To drive all the way up there and bring his kit, and I had to give him
Well,
something.
the thing is,
yeah, exactly.
well, right up until the mid-90s, we all, not maybe, but I knew a lot of guys that were actually getting $100 a night each. And all of a sudden, I know a whole bunch of guys I worked with at different jobs that were like, when they were 35, all of a sudden they had to quit playing music.
Yep.
And get a real job. And now look at the job market. Because all those
Well,
jobs that I used to have with all those guys who were 35 that had just gone into the working market and were just learning how to do machine work,
I mean,
that's gone.
the 1,352 guitar pickers in Nashville, and every one who picks up the guitar will play twice as better than I will. So that's what happened to the business, I think. And then
Yeah,
that
that's a lot
song's
of
40 years old when Sebastian came up with that one. The guitar players are a dime a fucking dozen, so you got to have a hook of some sort.
Yeah.
That's where I came up with Ronnie Roki. You got Rock and Roll Jam or whatever. I thought Ronnie Roki might just work, but and I don't even think I want a band. I like the solo thing because in a little dinner house, play solo. Last time I played there, I didn't even have to plug in.
Yeah.
Acoustics were good enough where I just sat there and played acoustic guitar and sang, and everybody heard it fine because they're eating dinner anyway.
Exactly.
I've always sat on
there for the background anyway.
Backgrounds.
I always sat on my porch where I lived before, but where I recently, 3 years ago, I started playing out here on the front porch because I decided if they're not gonna pay me, if I'm gonna play for free, I'm gonna play what I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to and where you want to.
You own this
Yeah,
whole
but
building? You own
Yeah,
this?
we own the building.
So you rent that bottom one out?
No, we live
No,
downstairs.
we
Oh,
live
you live-
upstairs.
Cool, alright, I didn't know what the fuck.
The-
I
the
put a
one-
note on
the-
your, I
there's
stuck a note
window-
on your.
The one that's on the south side is my apartment, and the one that's on the east side's Mark's apartment, but
Cool.
it's actually
That's nice.
two parallel apartments.
This is when you told me that when you sold your house down there, you bought this,
Wish
paid
we
it
could've,
off.
we wish we could've lived in Mukilteo a
And
little more.
what-
Well, me too.
Well, we're sitting on top of the hill, we had, 7 view windows,
The people that just destroyed the place.
and
Yeah.
my mom had, 7 different gardens, including a vegetable garden, there's a third of an acre.
I ended up buying a mobile home in the park down in Linwood.
That's nice.
Real nice spot on a pond, you know. But and that's before I got laid off, because I went
Oh, you
direct
got laid off again?
at Boeing. Yeah, I went direct there for 4.5 years. I was contracting the rest of the time,
Right, I know.
and I thought, well, maybe I'll buy or rent a house. And I went, fuck, $1,600 a month for a little 2-bedroom house, and then I
Yeah.
said, well, maybe I might as well buy one. And then I went out, and that was $2,500 a month house payment, and then I thought, well, wait a minute, I better start looking for something that I can afford with Social Security alone. So I pay him $500 a month rent on my spot, and I own the mobile home
Right.
outright.
There you go.
So I can find that laying on the sidewalks if I went out looking for it, the 500, you know, because I can't afford anything but that
Right.
right now.
Well,
Social Security and a small little pittance from Boeing, 500 a month from them,
Yeah.
but,
right, well,
and that's the only way I'm making. I don't
Right
know
now, I'm
where
not
I'd be right
getting
now. I'd be out of
any-
town somewhere working.
I'm not 62 yet, and so I haven't got any of I have at least 2 companies that will send me, that I should start getting, some money from. Because I
cool.
work, 2 companies I work for that I got what you call 5 years that,
Vested?
vested.
Yeah.
Player Piano and, Coastal, so I should get
Something.
something when I'm 62 from those 2
Cool.
companies.
Well, you can get Social Security at 60.
Well, I've already got Social Security, I've had Social Security since I was 46.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's
Medical
like,
or?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I've had asthma my whole life,
Right.
and it got really bad when I was,
Alright.
I got sick. And it's funny because I'm okay, but,
Yeah, I got you. What time is it? Any
Good
idea?
question, I have
I
no
didn't
idea.
bring my phone up with
I'll
me.
tell you what, check the computer, you can just touch the touchpad there, and then the computer's over on the time's on the left-hand side at the bottom.
2:20. Okay, I gotta go for
220?
2:20.
Um,
Soundclick.com.
Soundclick.com.
I've
Write it
never
down.
heard it. I've never heard it. Now I remember it. I've never heard it. So I don't know what it sounds like,
The
but
finished version?
well, it wasn't really a finish, we just,
No, it's finished as far as we could get it.
just
Right.
did it raw, I think, yeah.
well, you know, I love the idea of the simple performances done by people, as opposed to, right now we're doing way more orchestration than usual.
Mhm.
I mean, and it's because we just decided to do something quite different for ourselves.
You don't have a phone?
Marcus?
Yeah.
You have a phone?
252-5157.
I didn't bring my little pad I wrote the note on. That way I can, maybe I can give you a call next time and not.
Well,
I'm thinking, I'll write it down for you, but I'm thinking I might have,
But people ask about if I've done anything, and that's the only recording I've done.
right.
on soundclick.com, it's under Dave's Rope Swing.
Write all that down for me then. So it's the sound click, and then I gotta go Dave's Rope Swing.
Well, if you put the name of the song in it, you could, it'll probably come straight up.
Probably come out, okay. I've always thought, that's 20 years old, I wrote that 20 fucking years ago. I've always thought I could sell that song to somebody.
Well, we've, if I knew anybody, like,
Well, I mean, to some
It's
charity
like-
group or,
I
you
gotta
know.
tell you, it's like in this life that I've been kinda like frozen out of a whole bunch of shit over the years by people, and I don't know quite what I did. Well, I do know what I did back in Wichita, which is I did get thrown out of the Catholic Church. I am not allowed to go inside Vatican City. I could never see the Sistine Chapel. I'm actually excommunicated.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people back there that really hate me.
You the devil?
I don't know.
You know, it's like,
I don't know
we
who
didn't,
I
we didn't know,
fucking made.
we didn't know until we were teenagers, and really didn't understand the whole ramifications of it until just within the last 10 years, that we were the second family. And
My father was divorced back in the old days. He got divorced and had a second family. We didn't know
This
it
is
until we were adults.
Chris or Mark's name?
That's Mark's phone number. That's
wait, the phone number,
and it's Soundry.
252-5157.
what you just wrote it down?
What's this off the top here?
That's the address again if you forgot.
Oh,
it.
okay.
Now you know where we are though.
Yeah.
It's
You-
kind of hard to miss this house.
And you have the phone number there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And soundclick.com?
Yeah.
Did you write Dave's Rope Swing on it?
Dave's Rope Swing. No, I didn't write that down.
Yeah.
Dave's Rope Swing.
Oh, I should be able to
That's
remember
what I
that.
did myself, writing it down.
All one word.
I think so.
Yeah, either way.
Dave's Rope Swing Warren Project. It would be under Dave's Rope Swing.
Yeah, it's under Dave's Rope Swing.
Okay,
That's for
good.
sure. I'm almost positive it is.
There's a
How
guy,
people would call
there's
it.
a guy down on, right down Hewitt, down from Rocky's Restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Has a recording studio
Yeah.
downstairs. You know that guy?
Right.
Tim, I think, maybe it's Tim.
See, I've been wanting, we've been wanting to go over and talk to him, and
Yeah.
maybe have him come up and work up here and see if he'll take a look at this and see what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd be better to have an objective opinion to see what solos are better, rather than me taking a guess and Chris taking a guess. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
you know, you get to the point where I don't know what's good and what's bad anymore.
Right.
I had the problem long ago of losing objectivity.
Well, plus, you know, I don't do a lot of solos.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I've recorded maybe 10 over the whole lifespan. And this one, I'm kind of, you know, it's like this bunch of songs I've actually, one of the songs I actually worked a solo out, you know, to and didn't just freehand it, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
actually a worked out solo, worked
Yeah,
out
I
beat thing.
don't play leads. I'm just a banger, rhythm banger, you know, and
Yeah,
so I'm not even,
90% of the time, that's
I'm not
what I
even
am
much of
without
a
that.
jammer either. You know.
Yeah.
I'll jam if you can follow me. You know, I can't really go off the
Right.
wall
that's-
too much.
The
you
thing
know?
is that
I like doing both.
it's like weird because I learned 1,000 songs between the time I was 14
Yeah. Right.
and 19, and that's when I started writing songs in earnest. But also during that same period, I found that I had the virtuosity thing going.
Mhm.
So I could sing and play, but I could also play.
Along with anybody.
And
Yeah.
like for example, I went to College Hill Park one day right after I turned right before I turned 18. But I took my crummy nylon string acoustic guitar and I was sitting there on the park bench, and a bunch of people I knew from high school saw me, and they came over and they started talking to me. And I was playing, and they all were like, "Oh, you play guitar?" And I was going like,
Well, it plays me.
I played Smoke on the Water, but I didn't just go duh, duh, duh. I played the song because I know how to play it. I played the song and sang it because I had the song. Mark and I learned how to play it fucking a year or two earlier, just acoustic guitar and piano. Anyway, so this one guy I knew the next day took his beautiful Epiphone acoustic, one of those nice ones from the 70s, and he smashed it to pieces. Fucking one guy wanted to kill himself because I could play guitar, because you see, I was this fucking loser that everybody fucking hated.
Huh.
And they were like, he could play better than all of us.
Well, see, that's what happens when you're a loser and you're hated by everybody. You spend a lot of time by yourself with your instrument.
Right on.
And I became a virtuoso though. Like, okay, my best friend, we were talking about guitar when I was 14, ninth grade, and I thought, you know, I really like to play guitar. So I started playing the guitar earnestly. I had a guitar since I was 8, but I started playing it. And then I finally got a chance to take some lessons because I've got a part-time job. And he came over after a month, and he'd taken lessons for 5 years, and his teacher, he taught him everything he knew. And we started playing a song, and I don't remember what it was, but then I started playing lead. We were playing blues, but then I started playing lead. And after we played, he put his guitar into the case and buckled his case. You know, you've been playing guitar really earnestly for a year, and you can play better than I'll ever play in my life. It's just like it destroyed his entire ego.
Yeah.
And he eventually sold the guitar.
I spent too much time with Doc to worry about that. Worry about
No,
singing. And plus, I love that Nashville Cats, so
No, I'm
fuck,
just
I don't
saying.
care. Yeah, you play the fucking thing.
No,
Exactly.
this happened several times with me. And then I started a band with Mark, but with this band Spare Change and we started auditioning people, and we had this happen over and over. People came in, got set up, they start to play, and we show them how to play the song, and we start to play through the song, and halfway through the song, they're like they're putting their stuff away because they realize that they're not going to be a professional musician.
Not up to
This has been, they can fool around with the guitar. I've met a lot of guys have a nice guitar.
Here's one of the other things we just been doing.
Coming up on the lyrics.
If I had a song to sing, what kind of words could I bring? Everyone wants an early spring. No one wants an early fall. No one wants an early fall. And there's one thing that I should mention. If you want to avoid being busy, it's really hard to pay attention when you're not getting paid at all. You're not getting paid at all. No is no answer. No. That is no answer. No. That is no answer at all.
Little funny thing.
Well, it's hard to write happy songs.
Yeah.
I've got these books full of just sad, just angry poems, angry at the world poems. I want to write happy songs.
If I had a song to
It just goes on the same thing over and over again.
I've been working on all Doc's material, trying to, because when I was playing with a couple guys, a banjo player and another guitar player. I told them, I get tired of doing the same old fucking songs. I mean, bluegrass stuff gets pretty repetitious sometimes.
Right.
Especially with a banjo. But this guy wasn't a Doc on a banjo. But I said, okay, I want to start doing an original song. Let's do original. So I've got 12, 14 songs. All these Doc songs. Let's start working on them. And, I'm far out. So I've just been working on them myself, trying to get. I'm trying to get my own shit down. That's hard sometimes to even.
Again, I like playing with you. I thought you and Doc together, but I've always thought that you were very good. You've got a good way of singing, playing.
Well, let's get together. I'll come by again and spend some more time maybe.
We're available. We usually record in the afternoon between
1 and 5.
pretty much between 1 and 5. Sometimes we're up here as early as 10 o'clock in the morning, but usually not that early.
Good seeing you, Ron.
Good to see you, man.
And Mark, we've got, like I said, well, if you go online, we've got someplace around
On
250,
Facebook? You on
300
Facebook?
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on there, Warren Project. On
Warren Project.
Mark's on
There's two
Facebook.
different pages, actually. There's one where I do a little bit of political stuff, and then there's the other one that we're trying to keep
Yeah, mine
some
is
music.
Ron Zoll, Z-O-L-L. wanna
Just that?
Well, you know that.
Well, I'm gonna go downstairs and fringe you right now and get that out of the way, out of the way. I'll show you the apartments too.
well, okay, I gotta run now.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get set up by 3.
Oh, 5-3.
lines.
It's good for our friend Ron to stop by. How the county's changed. Good, though. Right like that. Right.
Get a little light in the room.
I think I'm almost choking from the smell of the stale perfume. Alright.
Open up the window. Put some light on the subject.
Song 41, huh? Not sure which one that one was. 43 is the one we're just on. Like I said, I don't know what to call it. Except for song 43. Or Endless, or Endless, is that a good name for it? But not wanting it to end. Okay, this is just three things out on the song 41. Oh, okay, it's
This is
It's,
a song jam that was between.
turned into take three. And I think we finished that, or we finished it to a point, right? That's what it was.
Yeah.
We said we'll just leave it and see what it is. Another crazy song.
We'll all feel good when
Johnny
this
comes
is my life.
marching home.
My life there was my life. It doesn't fall, it didn't fall apart. This thing
Well,
was
two purple letters.
that fucking
Oh,
killed
there
me.
it is.
And here's the other one. That one killed me though. It works, but it kills me.
What, blue, this one?
Yeah. No, the other one.
Yeah.
Go with sky blue.
Yeah. Baby blue.
Oh, I tell you that my Fender lead 3 showed up at
Who?
the lead 3, the black one that had the two, like a lead one with two humbuckers.
Oh, yeah.
It's been at the guitar shop right now. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Matter of fact, strengthen your act, you'll fall down like the clowns around you. When you see the breaking, snapping in two between me and you, do you know what to do? And you know it's alright, you give up the fight, you did it the right way. Why can't I abide? Take a ride, look at me sideways. John, you and me, on LSD in the country way. Here, in the middle of the river, not the place to change your mind, but water's not kind. It rearranges. You better swim. You'll sink like a stone, all on your own. We all go alone. Yeah. You know it's alright. You give up the fight. You in it the right way. Why am I abide? Take for a ride. Look at me sideways. John, you and me on LSD in the country way. In the country way. I love this song. I said 3 freeway. Then we're gonna take everybody fears that they can take it the wrong way.
Nice.
Sharp edges there.
Mind if you did have the sharp edges there. That was funny. You know,
That's a heavy song.
it's better than I remember. And I remember I didn't like my lead vocal, but I like it because it's very raw.
Was the whole thing's wrong. I like that.
That's what it sounds like, and that's not it at all. That's so funny.
See what else there is we've done, make sure we've gotten, we're not finished. We had a song to sing. We had some other songs that have some deep stuff going on.
That's Illusionati. I don't remember exactly what that one's about. And I know we've got the Louis, searching for Louis.
Finding Louis.
Finding Louis on, which is the drum machine thing.
A couple of those music school things.
Okay, so Illusionati is not finished. There's only 8 tracks on here. Let's see what it is. Well, I didn't realize we built this one up that much. on that, up till that point, up until the first cut, I think should be just those two instruments, and then it should flow out with the whole band doing that. But I'm not sure that we can do that. Let's see what happens here. I don't remember. I don't know why all the okay, there's that one. Okay. That's all the further we got.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else we got. That's a lot of work there on that, which is fine. Song 37, I'm not sure what it is. I didn't realize we'd gone that far on that. I remember that I put down the. I remember doing that.
We had.
And I kind of remember doing that. I do remember doing the brass, but I don't know why there's 8 tracks recorded there. Unless it's a song, it's not something we erased. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what song 37 is either.
Is that the last song? Or?
No, 43 is the last one. Okay, this one's all the way ready to be mixed, it looks like. Yeah. It's your turn. Okay. That's kind of cool. Just wondering what we can do with it. Because we tried to play solos over it, and we can't because the numbers aren't there, and it just doesn't work.
We could, but it's just.
No, we can't. Let's face that. So we got to figure out what else we can do with it. I mean, those voices are just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, we can't just play that same thing. Man.
Well, there's several things like that